This video is going to kind of serve as an open letter from me to the people over at the DAT load board. Now, in all fairness, before I made this video, I did call and have a conversation with your people and asked for a call back from management and did not get it. I asked to speak to management and was denied. So, this is in regards to the Surge Transportation bankruptcy situation and DAT load board. So, today is Thursday, the 27th of July, 1 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And as of this time, Surge Transportation is still able to post on the DAT load board. Even though they have harmed thousands of customers to the tune of millions of dollars in a bankruptcy filing and have not paid countless freight bills. Okay, so let's back up just a second. I also called Surge Transportation when I saw that they're still posting and said, how are you guys still posting loads after you haven't paid all this money? And the lady's like, everybody's going to get paid. We're going to make sure everybody gets paid. It's going to take some time, but everybody's going to get all their money, which is bull. All right. I'm not here to have a conversation about the different kinds of bankruptcy and don't need lectures on that. I'm familiar with it. I understand payment plans and restructuring and reorganization. But the fact of the matter is, people get hurt. Okay. Many people have already been hurt, and more will continue to get hurt. Okay. They don't get to decide. It's out of their hands now who, what, when, where, and how gets paid. It's largely going to be decided by a court. Going forward, that could be a little different, but everybody that's in the past, that damage is done, including me. They owe me money, so I reserve the right to be upset about it and to make this video. And this is because DAT did not want to have a conversation about it with me. So hopefully this video will make it to them and they can decide, the path of their company. Now, here's how my call to DAT went. I asked to speak to somebody in the fraud department about a fraudulent broker. She said, well, I can help you with that. And I said, all right, I'd like to know what you guys are doing about the Surge Transportation situation that they filed for bankruptcy. And, best estimates I've heard, I've talked to different people, between 10 and $50 million, just for the sake of being conservative in this conversation, we'll say $10 million, okay? And I've heard upwards of 1,500 creditors, which would be factoring companies, carriers, etc. We'll just round that down to 1,000. The numbers are still really big, okay? It doesn't really matter how many or how much, it's big either way, okay? So I said, what are you guys doing about this? I said, I'm talking to the fraud department. I said, you have a major broker on your site posting loads while they're in bankruptcy and either can't, won't, or is unable to pay their freight bills. Doesn't really matter the reason. Either they can't for because it's tied up in court, they won't because they don't want to, or they have the inability because the money's not there. Doesn't really matter. Fact is, people aren't getting paid, and now you know about it because it's all over the industry news. And I just told you about it, and I told her where she could go to see the court filings for the bankruptcy. So what's going to be done about it? How do we get it so this broker can no longer post loads? And she didn't really get it. Say, well, I could help you file on their bond if you want. I said, ma'am, that's has nothing to do with why I'm calling. Besides, $75,000 bond, $10 million owed. You ain't getting a piece of that bond, okay? And so, well, if you send in your paperwork, we can try to help you get paid. I'm like, damn it, that is not the purpose of this call. I said, and then I got a little serious. I said, listen, I'm calling because you are letting one of your customers harm thousands of your other customers. Okay. Some people have not probably heard about this. They're going to continue to book loads with that broker and not know. Okay. The least you could do is put a big red bankruptcy on every posting that they have. Something. There needs to be some kind of warning. Just crickets. Just didn't understand what I was, and there was no language barrier. There was no problems there. Just couldn't comprehend what I was really meaning. And I explained it. I says, you 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 push fraud. So let me bring up this page here so I can read it directly so I don't misquote. It's a page called DAT's Network Integrity Unit, our mission to end fraud. So DAT is on a big push to address some of this fraud in the industry. And hey, that's a good thing, but you got to mean it. So this is a clear case of fraud. You can call it what you want. You can call it, financial problems. You can call it whatever. But they know they don't have the money to pay. They know they can't pay, and they continue to push freight. So mm, that's, in my mind, in my opinion, is fraud. And now DAT, that they're doing it on your platform. So where are you on this? Do you really care about fraud like you say you do, or are you just going to let it continue? Because here's your chance to draw the line and say, uh, fraud stops here. It stops here and now and today. So I called them yesterday. I don't know what, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. By 3:05, Surge should have been done posting loads on their site, in my opinion. Maybe by 3:01. I don't know, because all the evidence is right there. So I asked to speak to management because this is just like talking to my shoes. I might as well have been, you know, doing that, and couldn't seem to. So I asked for a call back from management. I get no call back. So here's where we are doing this today, and I'm hoping that people will share this out, and maybe it can find its way to DAT. Because now DAT, let me speak directly to you. If you care at all about your company, about the integrity of your company, the morals of your company, if you care at all about your customers, you will put a stop to this. Maybe today, if not today, maybe tomorrow. You are letting one of your customers harm thousands of your other customers, obviously to the tune of millions of dollars. Okay. Yet at the same time, pushing this anti-fraud agenda. The two don't jive. Okay. When you allow this to happen, your words are meaningless at that point. How can anybody take your fraud prevention and situation seriously while at the same time you continue to let this happen on your platform? All right. Building a successful business requires team building. Uh, Most people will tell you that. So I have a team of the drivers, mechanics. My insurance company is part of my team, and then I have lesser parts of my team. I have, the ELD company, and guess what? DAT. Whether you know it or not, or like it or not, you're part of a lot of people's teams. You're the industry standard in what you do. Act like it. Have the integrity to be number one. Have the morals of the company that's number one. All right. If you're on my team, you're not allowed to work against me. If you're not part of the solution, I'm not going to sit here and let you be part of the problem to me. If you're not going to help me, I damn sure I'm not going to sit here and let you work against me. All right. That's not how my team's going to work. And I think a lot of your other customers, I have my finger on the pulse of this little trucking industry here. Okay. Um, there's a lot of participation in this channel, and people are upset. You need to figure this out, because you're destroying your company image, and possibly your brand. This is kind of a big deal. People can say and do what they want, but when you start messing with people's money, it's when they start to care and get involved. Okay. Um, this is for your own good. You got to hear this. S- if you care about this fraud, this is your chance to step in and say, it ends here. It ends now. Here's the first thing we're going to do. We care about our customers. First thing we're going to do is not let this get any worse. So we're not going to allow a place that has done this to people continue to do this to our thousands of other customers. All right. Or maybe you say, hey, Surge Transportation, maybe we're big enough. Maybe we need to handle all your payments. If we're going to let you engage in our platform, we need to make sure that these people are getting paid. If you're going to take the risk, DAT, of letting them continue to possibly perpetrate fraud on your site, you ought to step in and make sure that people are getting paid something. You need to protect your brand and company reputation. You have that duty to your thousands of other customers. You have also a duty to provide us accurate information. If we're using your website and platform to judge these companies, why do you still have a company that's in bankruptcy listed with an 85 credit score with 21 days to pay? That is so outdated. I understand you use a third party company to provide the credit ratings and the days to pay. You need to hold them accountable for the information they're giving you, because that is so out of date. That is ridiculous. 21 days to pay has not been accurate on Surge Transportation for a good period of time. And an 85 credit score for somebody that's just filed bankruptcy protection is absolutely ridiculous. Regardless of what happens going forward with their credit score, look back a few months and see that all the people they've hurt. Okay, how are they still being listed as a TIA member? Where's TIA on this? Is it just you pay your money and you get the label and that's a lifetime thing? I would think TIA would care more about their branding and labeling, to say this company just did what? You get our name off of all your documents immediately. Now it is, 10 minutes after 1 now, Central Time, and I can pull up the DAT load board and still find a whole bunch of loads posted by Surge. I'm seeing Clyde, Ohio to Texas, Holland, Michigan to Iowa, Champaign, Illinois, Winchester, Virginia, Granite City, Illinois. So this is still taking place. And, you can't say you don't know about it. Now, other social media platform, this is not a social media platform, I get it, on DAT, but you are a platform where third-party users post on your platform. It has been established in different situations that companies like that can be held liable for what people post on their platform. It's happened to Facebook, Twitter. People post threats or inappropriate content. The service provider can be held accountable. You ought to be concerned about your part in this, about your liabilities and responsibilities. Could you possibly be held accountable for some of this? I'm no lawyer, but I tell you what, there's plenty of trucking groups that have lawyers that would probably love to take on a cause like that. I don't want to see that. Do the right thing without being forced to do it. That speaks volumes for your company's integrity and character. If you came out and nipped this in the bud without being forced to do it, your customers would probably think really highly of you and really appreciate it. Hey, these people are watching out for me. They do have my back. They do want to see the fraud come to an end. I don't know. Check with your public relations department. See if I'm right. Now, for the people that are directly affected by this, I feel for you. I'm directly affected by it. I mean, it's a couple $1,000. Is it going to change my life? No, but it does make me upset. I want my money. So we're gonna take some steps to get that money. But you need to let people know how you feel about this and how it affects you. Um, call the load boards that are letting them do this. Call DAT. Be professional. Keep a level head. Um, and don't be an ass. Keep it on a professional level. Be respectful, but let them know how you feel. Let them know how this fraud has affected your life. Are you a one truck guy and Surge Transportation owes you $40,000? That could put you out of business. Let DAT you hold them partially accountable for that, and you don't want to see it to happen to other people going forward. It's nonsense. It doesn't have to be that way. To preserve one customer for the sake of sacrificing thousands of others is I don't think anybody would call that a sound business practice. At least not in my mind, they wouldn't. You'd have to be crazy. Let's not make this into some kind of big social cause like people were boycotting TQL and boycotting this. No, it doesn't need to be that way. We can't continue to do business where every time something doesn't work right or go our way, we throw a tantrum and threaten to boycott or do this or do that. We need to call, let them know how we feel, and demand that it's taken care of. Otherwise, we'll have to just find different ways to do business. There is other load boards out there, and If I had the means, I would make a better one. I don't have the means to do something like that, but somebody out there somewhere does. And I tell you what, if they don't fix it and they end up losing a whole bunch of customers that go over to wherever internet truck stop or 123 load board, um, vote with your pocketbook. Vote with your pocketbook. Um, I don't know. For all I know, those load boards are doing it too. I don't use them. But I tell you what, the first one to correct this and the first one to step up, you're going to win a whole lot of social points from your customers. So uh, do it. Be the first. There is too much fraud in this industry right now, and if we just let this keep going, snowballs. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and other people are think they're going to get away with it. Oh, we'll run this company into bankruptcy, and look, what? You mean we can still keep doing business even though we're not paying our bills? Are you serious? You don't think there's a whole lot of people out there looking to do business just like that in a time like this with all this different fraud stuff going on? I'm here to tell you there is. Take away their ability to do that. You say you're going to do it. I'm going to leave it at that for now. Otherwise, it's just going to turn into looking like somebody's bitching. I try to do this whole thing without sounding like uh, that. Keep it on a professional level, but at any rate, get the word out. Um, you pay DAT a lot of money. Chances are, let them know how you feel. Definitely let them know how you feel. If you don't, what's their incentive to not just keep on doing the same old thing? So, but like I said, be professional, be respectful, and be civil about it. It doesn't have to be ugly. There should be no name calling. Just let them know you vote with your pocketbook, and it's just that plain and simple. So, DAT, if you're watching, do the right thing, man. Do the right thing. That's all it takes. Everybody, take care. Have a great day.